Hi all Total Gamers, welcome back in the Board Game Cave. Today I'm going to show you this amazing strategy and miniatures game, Company of Heroes. And here is the main box of the game, which is very heavy and very high. On the back of the box there is a summary and the list of the content. Now let's open the box to see what's inside. I let you look at the dimensions of the box. First we'll find 4 player boards on which we'll be able to place colored tokens. These are very good quality and flexible plastic boards. We have 12 emplacement and bunker tokens. And we also get 4 base tokens. In this box we also find 14 flag tokens and 14 resource tokens. Tokens are double-sided. We have 2 decal sheets to customize the tanks with a lot of badges. Of course, we find the US, British, German and the Soviet badges. We get the board game basic rule with the summary at the back. We can see we have the maneuver phase, damage phase and the supply phase, and the book is 19 pages with the summary. Next we find the mission book with at the back the special things and the design theme. The book is 27 pages. Finally, we find the book of advanced rules. The game allows you to play with 2 kinds of rules, the basic rules and the advanced rules, for those who master the basic game well. And on the last page we can find the summary, which is also a play aid. Then we can find other cards, which are 12 building boards cards. These cards are actually game boards. Each one is different and brings specific abilities. With these 2 examples of board, we see that the capacities are different and depending on the game board. We have 20 commanders cards. To explain the rules to you, the easiest way is that I will put in the description of the video a link to the site of the publisher of the game on which you will find the explanation video of the rules. Each 20 commanders card different. To protect your cards, I advise you to use card sleeves protection of this size. Personally, I use the Sleeve Kings protections, which are easily found at an attractive price and of good quality. And you see that this fits perfectly. There is a very little space on the heights and on the sides, and the board remains flexible and protect well. Of course, as this game is a miniature strategy board game, we'll find 4 boards filled with miniatures, 1 per faction. We get the British, German, USSR and the USA. Let's look at the big tank from Germany. This is a Tiger 1. The guns are plastic, so they are flexible, but the tank are solid and well filled. And under the tank we can find the name of the model, here the Tiger. On most large tanks it is possible to remove the turret and therefore to turn the gun. Now let's look at the whole vehicle in detail. In the box we find a first board with 6-sided dices, which represent the building hills. Then we also have specific dices for the advanced mode, which represent anti-infantry damage, armor piercing damage, high explosive damage, flame damage, speed and speed spent. We also have 120 white and orange cubes, 24 clear infantry trays, a bag of machine guns, in the same way, we also find anti-tank guns, six clear vehicles trays, two sand timers in plastic, and 36 command point cubes, yellow, black, red and green. We also have other specific dices for the advanced mode. For the storage of the various elements in the box, it was very well thought out. You fit very well and the storage of good quality is quite rigid. At the bottom of the box we'll find 4 double-sided maps with 2 protections in the corner of the box. Maps are relatively large, since it measures 14 inches in width and 13 inches in length. To set up the map, just put the number 1 at the bottom left and the symbol number 2 at the bottom right. Let's look at the map in detail and take a little height to get it as a whole. I find that the rendering is really very nice, the colors are well done and the map is very pleasant to look at. Maps can be played from both sides, so to play on the other map, just turn the map over. Let's look at the map in detail. We find the monastery in the center of the map and then forests with fixed decor elements, like here an ammunition post. The outlines of hexagon can sometimes be colored, which represents obstacles. This is the hill 1341 with bunker and vehicles. And finally, here's a map of the village of 3 bridges. We also find in the box this document that explains how to straighten the gun turrets. We also find a painting grid that offers you to paint your equipment in 4 different ways. I will post a new video soon to show you the result by following the guide and doing it my way. We also have a QR code that takes us back to a link with correction from the game. I present you some of the extension that it was possible to pledge with the game. Here we have the Pathfinder pack with some US Marines and the Elephant tank from Germany. We also have the Eastern reinforcement for the USSR with 2 heavy tank and other infantry. And finally, the Terrain Pack 1 with a lot of building. We'll see it in detail later. Let's start with the Eastern reinforcement pack. Box measures 6 inches long by 4 wide and 1.5 inches high. We first have 4 specific cards for the USSR. Then we have 2 specific heavy tanks, the Isu-152. The plastic is very good quality and the cannon is rigid. And we also have a bag with 6 snipers. Now let's open the Pathfinder pack. First, we find two specific cards, one for the USA and one for Germany. And of course, we also find the big tank elephants with a soft cannon and a fixed turret. And unlike other tanks, there's no name listed under. And finally, we have a bag with American parachutist units. Now let's look at the contents of the Terrain Pack 1 box. Box measures 12 inches long by 7.5 wide and 3 high. There are lots of items in this box. For example, this bag, which contains bags of sand. Here we have a bag with barbed wire. In this bag we have anti-tank traps. Then we have two bags of flags of different colors from reds and blues. And finally we have 9 rectangular buildings with identical shapes. At the top of each building we can have an infantry board. And to the right of the box we have the flag holders. And that's it for today, this video is finished. Thanks for watching it, I hope you like it. If you want to support Total Bomb Games, please share and subscribe. It's time for me to say you have a good play, have a good game, and goodbye!